Hey there, my name's Alex, and I'm putting this video together as a quick tutorial about a game I've made called Nation of One. Um, I made it because I'm a software developer and I really enjoy coding, so it's just for fun. I've made it for myself. I've made the kind of game that I like to enjoy, uh, which may or may not be the kind of game you like to enjoy. I'm sharing it with a wider audience, partially to just maintain my enthusiasm for developing it. It's nice if people bounce back and say this is fun or this is less fun. I'm looking for potentially new ideas and obviously some free testing as well. I guess people will come back and say this, they don't like this, or this doesn't work, or what have you. But if it's not the kind of game for you, then go find one which is more to your liking. It's not. I'm not looking for an audience to make money or anything like that. I'm making this video because it seems like quite a few people are sort of bouncing off the game, kind of finding it too hard to play. And frankly, as a software engineer, I can tell you that tutorials are a bit of a pain to implement. So I'm kind of taking an easy option. One consideration is that what you're looking at here is this is the mobile kind of orientation, which is how I kind of wrote the game initially. You can play it on the web view, and if you do play it on the web view, you'll have a kind of wider screen with more hexes in view, which is probably actually an easier way to play. But I wanted a game that I could play on my phone when I was commuting or traveling around. So I thought I'd demo it in this format as well. Obviously, this is not from a mobile phone. This is actually from my desktop browser, but it's in mobile phone development mode. It's worth saying that the game is tough. It's meant to be tough, like kind of Dwarf Fortress or NetHack, something along those lines, which games which I really admire. But obviously, restarting it is very easy to set up again. And I kind of deliberately obfuscated some of the features of the game because I wanted the pleasure of sort of discovering them as you go along. But clearly, that's hard for me to capture because I coded them, so I'm not going to discover them. Finally, at the heart of the game to resolve combat between your character and enemies, there is a game which is kind of not a game of luck. I wasn't particularly interested in just having a game where a few unlucky rolls and you're defeated. So there's very little in the game that governs whether you succeed or fail, which is out of your hands. So yeah, I'm going to demo the game live, so I've no idea how it will play out, so it may end early, we'll see. And I've reset my environment here, so I'm getting the complete startup from scratch. So I'll let you read through the tutorial for yourself. Clearly wasn't successful in teaching a lot of people how to play, but hopefully this video will help. We don't need to see that again. I don't mind the analytics. I'm collecting analytics just so I can see how many people are playing and when the game crashes and things like that. No other reason. Okay, so you start off with this little character here, and this is what you control. You control it by clicking and dragging it, move it around here, or touching the screen. When you select it, you can see where you are and who you are. There will be a few icons that appear alongside here, which tells you a little bit about features that you've picked up as a player. And that's all at the moment because there's nothing else really in this space here. The game's played sort of turn by turn, so I can click on this and just wait a turn and wait for things to come to me. And you do have some equipment which you can click on this screen and see. You start off with just a minimum sort of set. Now I picked the easy start, which means I'm starting with a wooden round shield and a bronze short sword. I'll explain what that means. You can equip them and unequip them here when we get to some combat, which hopefully we see some achievements coming in here. It's worth saying that you can see the achievements if you click up here and go along there. You can see achievements you might unlock, and they give you some hints as to what's going on. You can authenticate in the game here as well if you want to. And that will give you access to the board here where you can potentially record your views. It'll also keep your own high score table just locally if you want as well. So This is the score that you're kind of accumulating as you play. Okay, so all right, that's a very lucky start right from the beginning. So here's a settlement here. I can click on it. You can see the village of Ambracia, and it's got horses. And what that means is that the village has got ready access to leather, which means that it can make armor. So that's a good start. If you can find a village near some armor at the beginning of the game, then you've really struck lucky. So here's our first enemy, and it's a werewolf. I'll click on that, and you can see. Now, I can tell you right away that they, like most things at the beginning of the game, are pretty lethal. So we are going to avoid them. So, but you are not going to have to fight them unless you move on to their square. There's the second enemy. There's a pirate out there. Now we can't get out to the sea. If I click and drag out, I won't go out to sea at the moment because I'm not starting in a place with a port of any sort. So that means well, that's a problem for us to come back to later on. So let's keep moving around here. You can see I'm giving the werewolves a wide berth, and now we've got a hydra here, okay, as well, which is also a pretty dangerous creature. So things are starting to pile up. Now that probably means that there is a source for these things somewhere around here. I'm kind of deliberately drawing them away from that town because they will sometimes follow me, and when they do follow me, it means that I can then hopefully double back quicker than them. Okay, now here's a giant boar. They're moderately dangerous, but not too bad. But you can see it's yellow, and that means if I move on to it, it's not actually going to attack me. A little trick here is that if you happen to be near something that's big and dangerous, they won't move on to another creature, so you can move onto those creatures and be protected from them as well. That's generally not a problem because you're not going to get into a fight unless you move on to something. But let's see if I can come around and away from this guy. Yeah, okay, that's good. So now he will only follow me if I'm adjacent to him. So we'll go up to here, see what we can find. Okay, moving around. Okay, so here's a slightly more dangerous bronze bird. Now they've got two features about them. The first thing is that they're immune to poison, which is fine because I don't do any poison damage at the moment. The second thing is that they are flying. Now, flying creatures. So normally, if I move on to a creature, because I moved onto them, it's then their turn and they will attack me, and that means they're the attacker. And that means any ties in combat are resolved with them first of all. Flying creatures, on the other hand, can move and attack. So if I stay adjacent to him, he is going to finish me off. Now, that's not because I've got a sword and a shield. It's not a kind of given that I'll get beaten, but I don't really want to face him, so I'm going to run off for the moment. Let's do this. Move over to this direction. Let's see what I can find over here. Okay, I was worried that that was going to turn into a just a small island, which might make difficulty in showing stuff off. Okay, here we've got a kraken out there. See, he's sailing. He's able to travel on water. Not us though at the moment, but that's okay. Okay, easy to miss these guys, but there's a centaur there. Pretty tough. Don't really want to be fighting them just yet, but that's fine because he moves on to us. So if I were to fight him, I would be the aggressor, so I'd get the advantage in the scrap. I'm not going to fight him though. Okay, there's bronze birds up there. If I move into the open, there's a good chance that they will jump me there and gank me. So I'm going to try and move down here. See if we can lose this guy. Okay. So we know there's some bronze birds around, so it might end up with a scrap here, but we'll try our luck and see how we get on. Finally. Okay, so here we got a couple more foes. So this is the one I'm looking for. This is a bandit. This one here is a bit more tricky, Chimera, and you can see that not only is it immune to poison, but it also has the poison ability and also the fire breathing ability. So we don't really want to pick a fight with a chimera. So Now, bandits are very mobile. They will tend to follow you around, which is a good thing because I want this one to follow me. Because if I can fight him on a town or near a town, the citizens of that town will be grateful. But there's the bronze birds. Okay, well, they've attacked me. You can see they've only got 1 health. Because I've started on easy, I have some armor. I've got some hide armor. I've got 2 health. You can also see that this indicates that the bronze bird was the attacker, so and I'm the defender. So I'm just going to pause. Okay, where were we? Okay, so the bronze birds, yes, will attack first. Now, it looks like I've got my options here. These are the cards I could play. The bronze bird is going to play one. You can see it's got a deck of 7 cards it's selecting from. It's not really selecting. They will be randomly picked. So it's got 2 of them here. We'll select one of them. Now, I know that my best defense is a strong offense. This attack here is going to hit it provided that it also attacks at the same time. So it'll attack and do 1 damage and I'll do 1 damage to it. This one here will hit it if it attacks or if it dodges, because it's a thrust, and a thrust is going to go through a dodge. So let's try the thrust. Okay, so it attacked and it took away my armor, but I thrust and did damage to it, took away its heart, so we have defeated the bronze birds. Comme ça. There we go. Now I didn't get any reward for that, and that's mostly because I wasn't near a town or a village, but at least now we've got this chap following us. So let's move down here. Hopefully I'm going to go across this way so that centaur doesn't come after us. I'm having to wait a few turns here just to get him down. Come on. Oh, more bronze birds. Happy days. Okay, we don't have armor this time, but as you can see, they've only got 1 health, so if you're fairly lucky, you can survive them. Oh, okay, so again, same idea. I'm going to be on the attack, but he blocked. So I thrust, which would have gone through a dodge, but he blocked. Now here's the thing, if he blocks a second time, this indicates that it won't have any effect. So at least that's a better time to attack now. So here we go. And he did block a second time, so I went through and finished off the bronze birds, so we're good. Okay, so let's go up to here. The werewolf's not going to make it easier. Okay, let's go here. Okay, that's good. Nice. Right, if you kill an enemy nearby a town, you've got a good chance that you will get more reputation from the town, but you've got a higher chance if you're actually on the town. Right, unfortunately the werewolf got to us before the bandit, but that's okay, we can get around that. Let's just have a quick look at the town. If I click on that now, you can see that it's developed some assets in here, and amongst them it's got a tannery. The cool thing about having a tannery is that they might reward you with some hide armor. So we don't want to be on the town with a werewolf, we want to be on the town with the bandit. So let's try a few options here like this. If I move away from there and then go back to there, yes, okay, so let's go for the bandit. Alright, so I'm the aggressor, the bandit's got 2 health and I've got 2 health. All I need to do is to make sure I don't get hit when the bandit gets hit. The bandit only has dodge, shield and attack. So if I attack now, it's got basically a chance of a dodge, a chance of a shield, a chance of an attack. So I've got like a 1 in 3 chance of doing some damage to them. But if I dodge now, right now he's used a shield. So if I attack now, if he uses a shield, I will kill him. If he uses an attack, I will kill him. Only if he dodges will I not kill him. So now is a good time to attack. He attacked, I attacked, so all good. So I'm going to use a shield. Okay, if I'd have used that thrust there, it would have gone through and killed him, but that's okay. Now I'm going to dodge, because if I use the shield again, it wouldn't, not that I have a shield, but it wouldn't have an effect. So I'm going to dodge, and I'm going to be patient. Alright, so he's got 1 card left of the cards he's been dealt. We haven't seen any shields yet. I have got this one now. This is a crush, and you can see that a crush will go through a block. So I'm going to play that and we'll see what happens. Okay, his one card left was an attack, but nevertheless that's sufficient because I'm the attacker. I did the damage first. I defeated the bandit. And look, my reputation has improved to noted, and I've got a feast waiting for me. Great. So first thing to look at is let's look at the town itself. So I'm now noted. That's great. That's the kind of second tier of reputation. That means that I've unlocked repairing because I started on easy. I started with some hide armor, but it's damaged, so you can't wear it at the moment. So I can repair it, which means that now I've got it. It's not worn when you repair it. You can't wear it when it's broken. If you repair it, it doesn't put it on automatically. That's sensible because later in the game you'll have lots of different types of armor. They've also got a feast for me, and I can pretty much guarantee that that's also hide armor. So I'm going to equip that this time. So now I am equipped. Now I'm facing off against this Hydra. I don't fancy my chances. They're not super tough, but they heal. And that means that you've really got to be able to pile on the damage to them. So I'm going to avoid that one for the moment. But that's good. Now, all I need now for these guys, look, in fact, is I was going to say to give them a little time to develop a leather worker, but now they've got a leather worker, so there's a good chance that they will reward good deeds with leather armor. Right, let's draw this Hydra away because we don't need to be fighting Hydras at the moment. Come away. Okay, so here's a bandit. He's come to me, and there's no bandit up there. Okay, everybody wants a piece of me at the moment. What I really want to do is to fight this bandit within 2 of the town, because that means the town has got a chance of noting my heroics. Notice that I'm alternating my shield and dodge here, waiting for them to have something that doesn't work for them, and then I'll go in. Okay, I won't do that now because that won't have. If he dodges again, he would be vulnerable anyway. But if he uses a shield, that won't go through a shield. So we'll just be patient. So now, if I use that, if he uses a shield again, it won't be effective. If he uses an attack, I will attack first because I'm the attacker. And if he uses a dodge, it will go through because I'm thrusting. So I guarantee to win. There we go. And I didn't get a reward for that. There it is. Okay. I think we might try and take on this werewolf, because if we don't succeed, it makes a sensible end to the tutorial. Right, here we go. I'm going to heal up my armor. Now remember, that hasn't put it on, so put my armor on first of all. Then I'm going to wait. It's a good chance this guy will attack because it's a flying bird, but it didn't get there in time. Alright, so let's go for this werewolf then. Werewolves are pretty tough and quite tricky, but we've got a good chance, so let's see how we get on. Okay, so by the same reasoning as before, I'm going to start with a shield. I'm going to dodge. Right, this is a good situation now. The werewolf's got this special attack, which is a reckless attack, and it will be vulnerable the round afterwards. So keeping a sword behind is good. So I'm going to make an attack. He dodged twice, so I got through it, which was great. Here I'm going to use the thrust and keep the sword back, because if he uses the reckless attack, he'll be vulnerable anyway. Okay, he did a regular attack, so I've defeated him. It's looking good at the moment, so let's try that. And he did a thrust, but I did a bash at the same time, so I've taken out the werewolf. That will probably improve my reputation in the town to celebrated, which is great. No reward, but let's just hold on, because there's a good chance that will come. There they are, there's the birds jumping onto me. I'm going to just take a risk here, and look at that, nice. He dodged, but I thrust, so we defeated the bronze birds, nice. Still not enough to impress these tough-to-please citizens of Ambrica, so we will go off in this direction, do a bit of exploring. Oh yeah, more bronze birds. We're within 2, so let's risk it. Okay. So he dodged, so there's not much point in that because this will have the same impact. Okay, and he used a poison attack on me. Now because he flew onto me, he was attacking, so it resolved first. Poison goes through dodge, and it can be blocked, but it can't be dodged. But it also means afterwards you can't block or dodge a second time, so it's got double effect. But we attacked while he poisoned, so we did okay. Didn't get a reward. Back to the town. Let's get our armor repaired again. Make sure we put it on. We'll have another go with this werewolf. Let's see if we can solve their werewolf problem. Come on. Alright, okay, so he's used his reckless attack. Painful. But it means that he's vulnerable. He can't defend. So we'll hope that he doesn't attack, but we will attack. He didn't. He tried to dodge, but he couldn't dodge because he'd done a reckless attack. So we're kind of level pegging. Not too bad considering we're attacking. So, okay, he's got nothing going, but I've only got 2 attacks. So I'm gonna play this one to see. Okay, that's good. Right, now we're risky. Because if he does a reckless attack, we're defeated. Let's dodge. And he did a thrust, so he's defeated us. So we're done. We can appeal here if we like and continue the game. It will give us this combat a second time, but you'll no longer record a high score. But we'll finish for the day, and you've seen at least how to play the combat game there. Good luck. Hope it goes well for you.